I literally have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Before I hit record, I sat here thinking, I'm like, what should I talk about? And honestly, it doesn't matter. So I just go, I'm just going to hit record. Because that's what usually works best anyways. I don't have to have a plan. I could probably just go on and on about all the things in my head, all the things I'm working on right now. Working on a book. It's going to be divinely guided, is what it is. It's not going to be, it is. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm working on in the book, it's just, it's the same thing I talked about in several of my videos. It's like, what am I talking about? I'm just talking about my story. That's it. That's my plan. And how hard is it to talk about like your own story, your own life story? It's not hard. Like all I have to do is just talk. And honestly, I'm pretty good at that. But my hair's really jacked up. I can't have that for a video, can I? Jacked up hair. Much better. But I'm just writing a book about my story. That's it. And what I was working on today is work. So like your life's calling, your purpose. Now, not necessarily your purpose, because I think that you should have, or you can have a life purpose. But what I was thinking about is the correlation between life and work, because how much time do we spend at our job, at work? Like most of the day, right? So that tells me that it's pretty important. And I feel like so many people just do not like their jobs. And I was one of them. And I was really good at it. I'm a good real estate agent, and I'm a good business owner. I was good at building the business. I'm good at lead generation. I'm a good visionary. I think big. I am a pioneer. I take chances. I get shit done. Like, I remember my agents when I first started hiring agents, because my first year I was on my own and like I'd figured it all out. I was missing one piece. I was missing, how do you sell 100 homes a year? Like, that was it. Like, I was a really good real estate agent, but I didn't know how to sell 100 homes a year. Not conceptually, just like practically. And so I joined this guy's team, and he sold just over 100 homes a year. That's a crow. Eagle, come get the crow. I need to see you. But I joined his team, and I made no money. Like, I made no money. And it was at a time, it was like 2010, when the market was still really hard. But he sold 100 homes a year, like he did, even during those hard markets. But he couldn't pay me anything. And I was just, what was my job? I was a listing coordinator. So I didn't even sell. Like, I did admin stuff. I'm so not qualified to do admin shit. Seriously. But he saw potential in me. He saw the light in me, is what he saw. And what happened is I was working for my family's business. And then the market crashed. And so they lost funding for their project. So I no longer worked for them. I lost my job with my family for the second time. And that's actually part of what I was working on today, was the first time I lost my job with my family's business. But that's not what this is about. But I had lost the job just because of the market conditions. They lost funding for their project. I didn't have a job. I just moved to Portland from Boise about 2 years before. So maybe a year, 2 years, something like that. But I was getting this new project off the ground. So I was running the marketing, I was running the sales, which the sales, like, we hadn't even opened yet. And once we opened, it was July of 2000. I don't even remember what year it was. 2010, 2009. I moved in 2008. So it was probably July of 2010. I'm going with that, sticking with it. But we launched a series of luxury row homes and townhomes, and they were nice. Seriously, they were really nice. But the market crashed that month in Portland, Oregon. Literally, like, you look back, and the market crashed that month. And so they were partners with a public company, and the board of directors of that public company said, if we have any projects that are not making money, then we are cutting those projects. Smart business, right? Yeah. So I was left without a job. I had 3 kids, young kids. I just moved to Portland for that job, for my family's job, and I did not have a job. So I started just selling resale real estate. Like, I just started selling homes in a small geographic area, and I'd never done that before. Actually, I did for a little bit, but God, my story shit. The market crashed in Boise first in 2005, and it hit Boise harder than almost any city in the nation, because Boise at the time was one of the top 3 to 5 fastest growing cities in the US. Yeah. And I was in new home sales for most of that time, and I did really well. Sold 100 homes a year. It's the second largest builder in the state I was working for, and I was crushing it and having fun. Like, I actually, a good team. I enjoyed that time. But I outgrew the company. The owner of the company kept trying to reduce my pay. Like, I was selling 20 something homes a month, and the more I sold, the less I'd make. In sales, who does that? An engineer, that's who does that. So I was making like $200 and some odd a sale for selling a house. Such a joke. Oh, so like, I kept hitting my head against the ceiling, and like, the more I sold, the less he wanted me to make. So I strategically came up with a plan to leave that company, but I did it, and the market crashed, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I just wasn't smart enough at that time to survive a major market crash. And so I struggled for 2 years, maybe, like, struggled. Used the equity for my house to pay bills. I had a lot of money in investments. I lost a lot of them. I lost all of them, really. I mean, one way or another, I lost them all. Tried to short sell my house. I built a huge house up on a hill, beautiful. The views of the whole city. 4th of July fireworks are going off, and it's just like you're out on your deck, and it was badass. It was a badass house. So I was like on top of the world, and then the market crashed, and I wasn't smart enough. I just didn't have enough experience in resale real estate, and probably confidence as well. So I rejoined my family's business in Oregon, and then the market caught up to them. They lost funding for their project. I was out on my own. I started selling resale real estate, and it took me about 3 to 4 months, and I think that month I might have had like 3 closings, and I made like over $20,000 that month. And it was the first time we as a family had been able to breathe for a long time. And I did this deal with this top agent, and I out-negotiated him. I did. Not horribly, but I did. Like, I was fighting for my clients, and I knew I could get more, and I was pushing the envelope, and I got him in like an extra $1,500. that normally he would have out negotiated the other agent and been like, double birds, that's not happening. But that didn't happen with me because I'm a very good freaking real estate agent and I'm a good negotiator. And he saw the light in me, and he's like, I want that guy on my team. So he recruited me onto his team, where I made no money for 1 year. I was with him for 1 year to the day. And through that process, I made no money, and I struggled to pay bills, to get groceries. I had to borrow money sometimes. Like, it was hard. But I learned how to sell 100 homes a year. I just watched. I learned, I worked my ass off. I was the first one in the office every day. I was in a lot of times before him. Sometimes he was in before me, not often. I grinded, and I had to commute across town, and like I was up at 5 something. I was in the car by 6. I was at the office, and it was still dark, and I just worked. Because I was hungry to learn, and I did. I learned how to sell 100 homes a year. And after 1 year to the day, he wanted me to start prospecting, doing cold calls and for sale by owners and expired listings. And it just wasn't my thing. Like, I didn't want to do it. And if I don't want to do something inside of myself, I don't do it. Good luck getting me to do it. And he couldn't. So as soon as he started doing that, and I was like in this office, and like I'd have lists to call, and I would just be in there by myself, and I just did not want to do it. It drained the life out of me. And so I did that for a very short period of time. And I'm like, dude, like, this isn't me. Like, we're not in alignment here. I have a vision. I saw what you do, and I think I know I can do this. And I live on the other side of town where you do no business. I said, let's do business together. Let's figure out a way to be in business together. Like, you fund me or whatever. I have the network. I know people. Like, I can do this. And he just didn't see it. And today, he's one of the biggest thinkers in all of real estate. Literally, he's one of the top real estate trainers in the United States. Like, he gets paid a lot of money just to do that. And he also has a good real estate business, and he's a good guy. When I'm going to give him a shout out here, because when my son was diagnosed with cancer, he's one of the first people that called me. He called, and he's like, dude, Andy, I'm so sorry. Like, is there anything that I can do? And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm like, yeah, there is. Like, he needs a new computer because he's spending a lot of time in his room, and he loves playing Fortnite, and he's really good at it. He became one of the top Fortnite players in, like, I don't know, the world or something. Seriously, he's just talented. He's a badass. But he needed a new computer, and just like, I don't know, we didn't have a lot of money because of everything was happening, and I had to step away from the business, and he's like, I don't think I told him all the things that he needed. I just said, yeah, like, we could, like, I don't know what, but yes, like, what do you want to do? And he's like, let me do a training for you. I'll donate all the money. All the money from the training, I'll give it to you. I'm like, dude, that is so awesome. Thank you so much. He's like, no problem. And he never hesitated. He just did it. Like, good guy. I appreciate him to this day, especially for that. First, for giving me the knowledge to sell 100 homes a year. And second, for just stepping up like that. Nobody else did that. I mean, a lot of people, like, they did things in their own ways, and like, there was a lot of support in our local community because our family, like, we had a lot of friends. We knew a lot of people. Connor he's just a badass. Like, people like him. And so, yeah, a lot of people stepped up, but not like that. Nobody gave us, raised money for him, and he raised $7,500. $7,500, he just gave it to me. And we bought him a computer, this badass computer. I don't even remember everything that we bought him, but we bought him some stuff just to make his life a little bit easier as he's going through all this stuff. It just brought something to my mind. He, throughout that whole process, cancer, he cried one time. One time. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Because it's like, obviously, it's going to stand out. He only did it once. He got a fever late at night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he felt hot. And so I checked his temperature, and it was above the acceptable range. And when you have a high fever and you have cancer, your body can't fight it. And so you're at risk for like it getting bad. And so I go, sorry, Connor, we have to go to the hospital. You're gonna have to get checked in, and let's see what they say. He did not want to go. He just wanted to stay at home. He wanted to be in his bed. He probably wanted to play Fortnite. And I made him. He cried. I felt bad, but I had to do it. And we did. We went in and we were there for three days, 3 nights. And it sucked, but I just slept on the pull-out chair next to him, and he just did whatever he did. Probably sat on his phone and played games and chilled. And I just sat there. I was just with him. I was a presence. But he raised that $7,500. He taught me how to sell 100 homes a year. I had this vision to do it in my community. I'm like, let's go into business together. And he's like, I don't get it. I just don't see how that could work. We shook hands. We parted ways. We're like totally cool. And I went off and I just did it on my own. I just started. I saw how to do it. I had a blueprint in my mind. I am the master architect, and I always have been. I see things. I see patterns. And if I see a pattern that works, then if I can embrace it inside of myself, then I'll do it, and I can achieve anything I set my mind to. But the first year I sold, I think 27 homes on my own. And when you sell 27 homes as a single real estate agent, you make a lot of money. That was the first year we made any money in a long time, and I grinded my ass off. Honestly, I don't even know where I was going with this whole thing, but this is what I do. I just tell my story. So 27 homes the first year. I sold 45 the second year. I sold 75 the third year. And then I sold 145 the fourth year. And I say it was, as I grew, I followed I followed the blueprint. That's all I did. I had the architectural plans. I saw it in my mind. I believed that I could do it, and I did. But it was through leverage. I added people along the way. I added, I was a pioneer in my market, and I did things that no other agents were doing at the time. And I started like the first team office in my town. I started an ISA division, which is inside sales, and I had up to like four callers. All they did was call and schedule appointments for my agents. But I did that through leverage, and I grew the company really fast. So he didn't see the vision of us doing it together. And if we could have done it together, like we could have been in business together for a long time, because I probably wouldn't have burnt out the way that I did. And that led me to forming a partnership with a group of people that were very godly and called me brother. And then when I wasn't in alignment with their vision, because they were not providing enough value to my company and my agents specifically, because that hurt me more than anything. Like, I could handle making less money or whatever, but when my agents are like this sucks, like you were so good to us, and like your marketing was awesome and your support was awesome, and we felt you, and like this kind of just sucks now, and that hurt. And so I made the hard choice, and I drew a line in the sand, not for me, but for my agents. That's a lesson. But I drew a line in the sand, and I said, I can't continue on with this business arrangement. I've got to terminate. And I did, and their contract was really good. And I went into that business opportunity with 9 agents, around 9, 8, 9. It was a good number. We were selling about 140, 150 homes a year. My marketing was dialed. Like, I'm a good marketer. I am. I've been doing YouTube videos, just sitting here talking to a camera about real estate since 2010. If you go back to my YouTube channel, you'll find my first video in like 2010. So you're like, how is he so comfortable on camera? I always have been. Like, I just show up as myself. It's the only way I know how to live my life. That's why God called me to help him with this business plan, this project. And that's actually where I was going. So thank you for the cue. Cue God. And then I just lost it. Maybe I'll have to like rewind to see where that thread was, where I was going. Here, let me take a drink and then maybe it'll happen. This is my tea. So good. It's really hot though. Here, let's take the top off. Let's see what happens. Okay, and actually I'm gonna stop it right here and then start again.